Here today as we chat to you about what's going on in the world of sports. That's a decent suggestion. Nobody can hire a coach until after the Super Bowl is over or even do any interviewing. Now, I that way you would obviously prevent something like this happening where the Colts would be not in a disadvantage, because now the Colts are in a terrible disadvantage. Or the coaches that they would like to talk to have already been hired. The kid they like from Kansas City's with the Bears. There's a couple of guys I think they like. Vrabel, he stays with Tennessee. So from that standpoint, so I'm not sure that would prevent that issue from the Colts if you in fact said nobody could hire a coach until after the season is completed. Kevin in Jersey, and he's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. We say hello. Kev, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
All right, Kevin, thank you. What's on your mind? Let me hear now.
I'm trying to see the positive from the Colts' perspective. And, you see Bill Parcells' history. He leaves an organization because he's got a disgruntled owner. Belichick does it. What if the Colts get McDaniels, what kind of leader are you getting? He didn't have success with the Broncos. He throws his family under the bus. He gets his teachings from, Parcells and Belichick. History's going to repeat itself. Maybe if he goes over to the Colts and he's got a problem with Irsay, now he leaves. So, what kind of leader are you really getting when you have a franchise like the Colts that are they're really in shambles? You need a strong leader. And, maybe McDaniels really isn't the guy. As good of an offensive coordinator as he is he as good of a leader?
Well, blessing in disguise is your point for the Colts, that maybe he wasn't a big deal anyway. If that's your thought, I can't argue with that. In Kentucky, and we say hello to Chris on Mad Dog Unleashed. Christopher, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, Doc. How you doing?
All right, Chris, I'm doing well. Thank you. What's on your mind now?
Well, I know I say I live in Kentucky now, but I actually grew up in New England for a better part of my life, so I've been a lifelong Patriots fan. And I will be straight up with you. I never liked Josh McDaniels in the first place, and I personally think that if he takes the helm at the Patriots, it's going to be a repeat of Denver, only in a different spot.
You can't worry about that right now because Belichick is still going to be there, and I think for the foreseeable future. I don't buy the idea that he's going to leave after next year. He is still there for the foreseeable future, so you don't have to worry about that right now. Your point is well taken, though. You would be concerned if he was given the job, and it sounds like he probably was giving some insurance. After Belichick retires, maybe you'd be a little worried about that hire if you're a New England fan. That I can understand. Go ahead.
But what does concern me a little bit is what are they going to do for the defense? Because as we all know, the Patriots are way low on the totem pole on defense this year, which is not essentially characteristic of them in the first place. And I know Belichick was defensive coordinator, I think, for the Jets, so I'm not too concerned on defense in that perspective, but who is he going to put as defensive coordinator or Robert Kraft?
I wouldn't worry about that so much. They'll figure out these. They've had a million of these coaches coming through. Cornell was there. Weiss was there. He'll figure out. He's a defensive coach anyway. I wouldn't be so concerned by that. And maybe some new blood would help. So that would not bother me if I was a Pat fan. In Foxborough, here's Paul. Paul, good afternoon. How are you today?
Hey, how you doing?
Fine, Paul. Thank you. What's on your mind now? Let me hear.
So, hey, listen, I think that Josh McDaniels staying in Foxborough, I think there's a couple of reasons for it. One, I think he looks back at his record and everything that happened to him last time he left New England, and he probably just had a gut feeling he wasn't going to be successful if he went elsewhere. So, he's established in Foxborough.
So it took him 3 weeks. It took him 3 weeks to figure that out?
Well, hey, listen, someone throws big money at you, it's kind of – maybe, think about it. But anyway, my other point is that, and you guys can think I'm crazy, but I think Garoppolo's coming back to New England, and I think that was one of the reasons that Josh McDaniels decided to stick.
That I disagree with you. No, there's no way Garoppolo's leaving San Francisco. I know you want that, Paul. Keep the family all in place. Have a nice little reunion. That's not happening. They found a quarterback. It's a great place to play. Yeah, it's fun. He had a great run. He's got a big offensive coordinator there. Don't leave the porch lamp. Don't leave the porch light on for me. You're not coming. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And you know what? The idea here with these jobs in the NFL is not to get paid a pile of money. The deal with these jobs is to be a head coach somewhere and win. The money will come. That's the idea. You don't take a job, Gruden took $100 million. All right. But I think he wanted the Raiders were the lure. He wouldn't have taken $100 million from the Tennessee Titans. He took it from the Raiders. The idea is to take a head coaching job and win. That's the idea. Whatever the money is great, but you got to win where you are. So I don't think they threw a pile of money at him. He always wanted to stay in New England, but he had to think about it because Irsay gave him a lot of money. I don't buy that. 9 in front of the hour, continuing here on Mad Dog Unleashed.